Hi everybody, today we're going to do a video on storage in the California. Get asked quite a bit about storage and obviously as well about tips. We're going to have a look at the inside of storage, the cupboards and things like that, a bit more detail, and then we'll have a look around the rear of the vehicle as well and look at different storage options for underneath the bed as well. Let's have a look inside first. So one of the big areas for storage is underneath the seat, and in here got a big open drawer. This would normally be, if you've got an awning, it's where your awning rail would be. Also as well, if you've got the fly screens for the vehicle, they do fit just perfectly in the bottom of there as well. Me personally, I tend to use this drawer for things which I need, which are inside the vehicle. So if you hire one from us, for example, in that drawer would be things like the electric cable and water pipes and things like that. I don't personally tend to keep them in there when I go away. I put all of that in the rear of the vehicle, and I use this storage drawer in here for things like my pots and pans and things like that I wouldn't necessarily have in my cupboards, and for clothes and anything which I actually want inside the vehicle that I don't need to come and get in and out for. The things like your chocks or your cabling and things like that, spare cooker which I take with me, all of that goes in the rear of the vehicle, and we'll go through that with you in a minute. So obviously got a really big drawer that's in there. It is a metal drawer, and you can hear if I use my ring. So it is a really good idea if you want to line it and put some carpet or something that's in there, and it just stops everything just making a noise as you're driving around as well. You can get brander up things that go around the outside of them, and as always check those out on Camper Fantastic's website. They've got them for the brander up ones from on there as well. You can get them in there, but you could just make your own, have some more carpet that's in there. There's lots of places on eBay for them. Definitely worthwhile doing that because it just stops that tinny noise that you can hear coming from there. So that's underneath the seat. Obviously we've got our cupboards that's here, so you've got your cutlery tray, which you have your cutlery that's in there, and then two upper and lower shelves, so lots of space that's in there. Obviously again for me, I tend to keep things that's in there that I would use for cooking with, all your things like your washing up, obviously food. Again, everybody has a different opinion. Let me know what you all put in there. I tend to put foods and perishable things in the top half. And I tend to put things like the cleaning products and stuff in the bottom. On your second side here, lots and lots of space, so it's amazing how much you can get into these cupboards. Plastic crates I find are really good, so you can put lots of things in there, so it's all organised and you know what you can get when you can get it out and go from there. Bit of a geek, I've got one of these label making machines, so I can label stuff up as well as it goes, as we put it inside of things as well, but that's just me, I'm sure nobody else does that. So you've got lots and lots of space in there, lots of space at the bottom as well. And then we've also got in the back here, you've got your wardrobe, which you open up, which does have the rail, so you can hang clothes in there, but you've also got extra room at the back. You tend to find the clothes themselves, depending on what you've got, don't always go the whole width. There's a bit of space at the bottom as well if you haven't got a safe in there, so you've got a bit of drop at the bottom to put more things in the bottom of there as well, so there's lots of space that you can utilise in there. And then I'll just put these headrests around to show you this more effectively, but this is your storage in the top section, so you just pull the catch and pull that down. Lots of space as well for in there. This is where I tend to put things like towels, bedding. I don't tend to put really heavy things in there, I tend to put those under the seat, but I put more looser things that's in there as well, and again lots and lots of space. So as you can see, the vehicle, when you actually look at it, it might be small wise on the outside, but there's lots of little nooks and crannies and things to put things in, and you can work out where it's best to put them. Should we have a look outside and look around the back? So in the rear of the vehicle here, we've got our shelving unit that's here, and obviously under here is where your gas bottle goes, and we know that from on there. There's even a bit of space above where the gas bottle goes, you can still put things over the top of it, so I do tend to put a few bits in there as well that I don't really need, but it's like a quick emergency to go and get them out, so things like you take bits of rope and things like that with them, that's why I tend to put that, hide it away down there because I don't use it a great deal. Somebody had asked a while ago as well, these shelving units, this is just a plastic cover which is over the top. You can just peel it off and then it's pure white underneath, and there's lots of anti-slip mats you can get for these, which are quite good, so that just stops your things from moving around. Back rear wardrobe space as well, so you can get lots of things that's in there. And then finally, storage wise, is what you've got underneath the bed. So you've got lots of space, and I'll just move these out of the way for a minute, just show you. There's a huge amount of space that's underneath the bed section on there. Different people have different storage methods. I've got 2 customers who've got the pull-out tray, which you may have seen those online. If you've seen them, they're really good. I'll try and at some point get a separate video on one of those if one of my customers is back down having the vehicle service, and I can show you how that works. But essentially that is one big tray that you pull out, and you pull out from here and it comes out, so you've got all access to all of your boot space that's here as well. Now me personally, I tend to use crates. I use the fold away crates, which is like this. When they haven't got anything in, it's nice and easy, so they just fold down to that size. So I've got 4 of these which I use, which are like that, and I also use the really useful boxes. Don't have to be used boxes, but they're just basically a plastic box. As you can see with these boxes, they fit underneath, and with these you can get 4 of them in underneath that bed section, and it just keeps everything neat and tidy. I personally use these a lot. Mainly because I'm swapping in between vehicles. Basically I just put all my things in that I need. That goes underneath in there, and one goes at the back, one goes at the front. Really easy to pull them in and out. If you've got a carpet which goes in the back, which is an option you can get, that's quite nice because it just means things aren't moving around. But I amaze myself how much I can get underneath this tray. If you're looking at purchasing one, or you already have one, you've probably got an opinion on what you would do, and put that in the comments box below. It'd be interesting to see what you think. And then on top of here, obviously you've also got all of this space, and you will see, if you see a lot of camper vans, whether it be California or conversions or anything like that, this tends to be where a lot of people keep their bedding. So if this one has got a comfort mattress in, but obviously you might have a mattress topper, for example, they might have that rolled up, you might have a sleeping bag, you might have a duvet, and you tend to see them rolled up in this section at the back here, and that's a good place for it to be because it's not in view. Obviously anything under here nobody can see as they're walking past the back of the vehicle, so everything that's here is in view. But if it's only bedding, it's only bedding. You know, you haven't got that problem, but it's a nice easy place for it to be, and that's where I tend to put my bedding when I'm going away, just so it's easy to get at. You can get it from there, put it in the top bunk, put it in the bottom bunk, and go away from there. And finally, obviously it appears where you keep your chairs. I do get asked a lot whether you can put anything else in here. The answer to that is yes, you can. Obviously there is a bit of space that you can put things in there, so I wouldn't put anything too heavy in there, because obviously this tailgate's already quite heavy because it's got the camping chairs that's in there as well. If you had a bike rack on the back as well, it's even heavier, so just bear that in mind. But you could use extra bits to put any bits and pieces you've got in there. Personally, never really used it as a storage area, but I know my customers have as well. If you have a bike rack on the back of the vehicle here, and I'll try and put a picture in to give you an idea what it looks like with the bike rack. The bike rack is an option. Again, this is something you'd have to purchase away from the dealership, but you can actually get a storage pod that goes on the back, so it's like a big heavy-duty canvas bag which you can put lots of things in. You could use that and give you a bit of more extra space that's there as well. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. It was a look at the storage options. There's a few tips in there that I do. I'd love to know what you do. If you've got a California already, or you've got a conversion that you use, pop them in the comments box below. Let me know what you think, what good practice for you that's in there. So as I said, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you don't subscribe, please subscribe, and we'll see you again.